Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Well, Harry and Meghan, particularly Prince Harry, are being very transparent right now in his trying to overshadow the Sentabali scandal as well as his security courtroom scandal by pulling stunts like going to the Ukraine. It's really over the top. So apparently, while he was in the Ukraine, he not only visited injured soldiers, allegedly for Invictus, but he went and watched a surgery on one of these poor soldiers. These people aren't suffering enough. They need Harry and Meghan, particularly Harry, standing over them while they're getting surgery. And then while he's doing this stunt, jeopardizing somebody's health, no doubt, he says, "Oh, just to remind you that the world supports Ukraine." He's pushing the NATO agenda there. A little distraction operation, obviously mimicking his mother, who once did something similar. Yeah, really so transparent, so disgusting. And this is just shows how shallow Harry and Meghan are, that they are so obsessed with their PR. They're so vacuous and meaningless. And in this article, this writer points out that Sentabale has never really done any good for anybody who lives in the area, particularly HIV sufferers. When Sentabale was made to help the children of people who died from HIV, and even a girl who Harry and Sentabale used as a PR stunt. This young girl's mother had died from HIV, and she was raped by a man because there was the belief that they had sex with a baby that could cure your HIV, and they just forgot about her. Sentabale never supported her, didn't pay for her schooling, didn't do anything. So it was a lot of disgusting, despicable. So basically, Sentabale turns out to just be another boys club, just like Better Up has turned out to be, right? As been reported by multiple um, employees. And I'm sure just exactly the way Travelist is. And so, and it's just so shady and despicable. And of course, African Parks is another uh, useless globalist, committing crimes against humanity, completely not at all what they claim it is. Just like everything else the UN comes up with, they claim it's for making life better, but in reality, it's about destroying your lives, your wealth, trying to take away all of your money so you own nothing and be happy or not be happy. So yeah, so I'm wondering, does Harry really think he's gonna get away with this? You really think that? Because as that guy pointed out, that Meghan Kelly was interviewing in the clip of the last video I posted. Harry and Meghan, particularly Meghan, knows people have a short memory. So Sensibility thing blows up. Then Harry is off to the UK, now off to Ukraine, and in the emergency room. Like they're just throwing out stories left and right, trying to make you forget about it. Yeah. So I'm wondering, is how desperate is Harry here? Does he really think this is going to work? Unbelievable. How Harry's HIV charity that promises never to forget has left behind the very Lesotho orphans it was set up to save. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. Hapless Harry trying to, restart or try to rebrand, or I don't know what you want to call it, trying to reinvent himself and get out of this mess and make people forget about it. So this is a dark, bleak, evil man. Oh, my hands look all. Don't mind my hands in this light. I'm using a darker light because I'm using the Black shiny tarot today. Check it out. Ooh. So, of course, my hands are look green for this one. Let's see. How is Harry? What is Harry? How is he feeling about his reputation right now? I think more people than ever know what you know. He's got so many things going on. He's got the censorship complex, the Chris Krebs, and the government coming after him potentially. His family hates him. Everyone hates him. His reputation's in the toilet. It's getting worse and worse. I think in the beginning, the general public wasn't aware the true nature of Harry and Meghan, but looks like they're starting to figure it out more and more as time goes on. How nasty and corrupt and evil he really is. So he's obviously desperate to bury the Sensibility story, as well as the USAID story and the censorship story. So much he's running from. And how's he feeling? How's he feeling right now with his image in the media? See, all that really matters to these super wealthy globalists is their reputation and controlling it in the mainstream media, which is why they own all the mainstream media. Because they can't stand the idea of anyone talking about them and saying things they don't like, or they have to platform you and monetize you. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they do. They get you right there. They bank you in some cases. Yeah. So let's see. How's Harry? How's he feeling right now? And what's he gonna do? Is he gonna continue with these stunts, trips to the Ukraine and Colombia and wherever else? Guatemala. What's going on right now? How's Harry feeling about his reputation and him trying to fix it? Do you really think he's going to be able to come back from this and try to, take some surfing classes and become next John Bon Jovi like he wanted to do? Yeah. And apparently, people are saying Meghan is not helping him. How is she influencing him with his public opinion? Does he see her as the cause of it, or just a victim like him? Always playing the victim when they're nothing but perpetrators and criminals and liars. Yeah, let's see. Prince Harry and his poor reputation. How's he feeling about it? Or does he feel just fine? Does he think everything's fine? I mean, he thinks he's still great because he's royal and he can't go wrong. Anyone who has a problem, well, that's just their problem. Those peasants, they should just shut up and be censored. 'Cause that's apparently how he's been operating. Let's see. How is Harry feeling? Do you think he's going to be able to come back from this? Let's find out. All right. I'm done shuffling. Let's see here. Oh, my hands look blue. All right. How are you going to come back from this? What's going to happen here? Let's see what the cards show. All right. First card out, I get. Ooh, yes. Page of Wands. Yeah. So he is doing his best to push out messages of positivity about himself now. Obviously, it's his biggest trying to get more and more positive puff pieces in the media. That's his main thing right now. And of course, they just recently brought out the children, some pictures of them with the back of the heads of the children again, and they're pulling that stuff. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, he is thrashing here. Okay, so yeah, he is. Okay, so I'm getting 5 of Swords, and in this particular 5 of Swords, you've got skull and you've got a graveyard in the background. Skull and bones, deadliness, going to the Ukraine where there's a lot of death, pushing war, saying, "Oh yeah, we're all with this war." Yeah, well, that's basically what Harry was saying, and pushing death, and that's what he wants. He wants to push World War III, I believe. And that's the message he's sending. Of course, he is a member of NATO. So he's their, poster boy here. And so that's what he's doing now. And he's being nasty. Five of Swords is being, of course, abusive and nasty and evil, which Harry is. And he's nasty as ever. And he's just going to continue pushing his messages of war, of hatred, of censorship, of tyranny. The bottom of the deck, King of Swords. Because he wants to be the tyrant. He wants to be the king and seen as the king of the world here. And you notice this king does have a world in his hand there. That's Harry with his sword to deplatform and cut and kill anyone he wants. That's the power. Harry wants that power. He thinks like he's in charge of NATO and he's in charge of Invictus and all these soldiers. He's in charge of everything. Everybody should just bend the knee to Harry. Harry is the ultimate king of the world. And he's going to lie, cheat, steal, fight, take to court as many people, whatever it takes. He's going to try everything to get there, whatever nasty tricks he can do with Megalodon, Five of Swords, and Meg with their lies and their deceit. The bottom of it all, Temperance. So this is the basis of him and trying to appear as if he's some angel, right? Trying to appear as he's bringing health to, particularly mental health, when in reality, he's just doing that to steal your data and in order to control and manipulate you with AI and algorithms and nanotech and all that. So, but he's always under the guise of I'm here to help and improve your health, especially mental health. Harry's just and he's still pushing that. He's still trying to push himself as some sort of healing, trying to, like his mother. He's trying to pretend to be like his mother, trying to act like what he's doing is angelic, but in reality, Five of Swords, Page of Wands, he's a nasty bully who wants to censor everybody and attack everybody and kill everybody. He couldn't care less if everybody died. So far, what has he done to try with his reputation? And I get the King of Cups reversed. So, of course, lying, being deceitful, being sneaky. I can also see the King of Cups as like his brother, like imitating his brother. I heard he went to the Ukraine imitating his brother again and just doing underhanded, he pretends to be doing one thing, he's really doing another, like the Better Up or Senza Ballet or with his Travelist, which for sustainable development, which is, and the same with African parks, everything's a lie. He goes and he pretends to be going there to help, which is a Knight of Cups upright. He pretends to be going there to help, but in reality, he is there to rape, pillage, steal, plunder, destroy, all for him and his globalist buddies and NATO. And Harry's just the fake, boy prince here who was once popular to be the face of this satanic tyranny. So what's Harry expecting to happen with all this? Oh my goodness. Death. So he's expecting that if he can get more people killed. Now, there's been talk of like people in the UK being worried about being sent to fight in the Ukraine and, war escalating with the EU, with Ukraine. So he expects this. He expects that more people are going to go to war. That's why he's pushing it. That's why he just said, "Hey, we support you, Ukraine. Like get ready for the draft to UK." While Harry lives in sunny California and takes surfing lessons. Yeah. So he expects there's going to be more and more death. There's already enough death with the COVID and everything that all the deaths that happened for various reasons. So he wants more. He expects there to be more death and more death and more death because the globalists are culling, right? They're culling us. And Harry's one of them. And that's why he pushes Ukraine. So what's he and Invictus and just soldiers in general and fighting and divisiveness. So what's Harry afraid of or not want? Page of Cups. So of course, Page of Cups is about being nice, being sensitive, being honest with your emotions. He certainly doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be seen as a little boy. He doesn't want to be seen as just a drug addict, which is what he really is. This is what he really is. He's a drug addict prince that talks to his mother through his wife and other nonsense. all just lies that he comes up with. He doesn't want to be seen as that anymore. He doesn't. He wants to be seen as a serious. He wants to be seen as a king of ages, the best king in the world, and ruler of the world. That's what he wants to be seen as, and his grandiose insanity. So, what's he hoping for with his reputation? See, Eight of Cups. So he's hoping to move on from recent events. Eight of Cups here. He's hoping that people will, forget the past and move on with him. And of course, the Eight of Cups is somebody with their back to you, like Harry and Meghan, always with the children with the backs to the camera, walking away. So he's going to put up some more pictures with his backs to the camera, the children, himself, and hopes that suffices to shut people up about Sentabale and everything else. How is Megalodon affecting him? And for that card, Major Arcana, High Priestess reversed. Yeah, well, obviously we know her spell work. She's the what is she? The Arch Priestess here, the High Priestess, Arch Priestess, the satanic whore from hell over here, and a crazy AF, drugged up AF, deranged AF, driving him crazy, making him crazier. But of course, Harry's already crazy. Yeah, so she's also, married. He married her for a distraction, of course, to help him with his plot to become king of the world. Because, of course, we all know Megalodon wants to be queen, but she is crazy AF, pretending to be psychic, pretending to talk to his mother, pretending this, pretending that. Crazy AF. So she's no help at all to him, and she just upsets him more because when Harry is being criticized all over the media, she blames Harry. When she does something stupid, and she does everything she does is stupid with her Instagram posts and pretending that a letter from the Ukraine is for her and her family instead of it was really directed to the royal family, as the royal Griff pointed out. She lies and lies, and if anything goes wrong, she blames Harry. So that's how she affects Harry. So what's going to happen next? So Harry's expecting a lot more deaths, a lot more destruction. Again, people said you can look at death as transformation at times. I don't see that in this particular reading. I see this as he wants more people to die because he's a globalist and he wants all these stupid peasants to die there, calling the herd. So what's going to happen next? A 10 of Cups. So focusing on the royal family here, focusing on trying to make it seem like they're happy in what they're doing and helping others and doing more fake happy, community things. Yeah. Suddenly they're going to be all, wanting to be with the royal family and how much they appreciate everything and they miss the UK and all this, trying to put a positive spin and say, oh no, everything's great with us in the royal family. Everything's great. Meghan talks to the king all the time, even though we know she doesn't. So trying to put a positive spin right for now. They want to make it seem like their lives are perfect. They're wonderful. Meghan's picking flowers and Harry is, giving the children a bath. They couldn't be happier. But in the long run, end result for Harry and his reputation. Again, this is about Harry's reputation, right? So 9 of Swords. Harry, there's too much out there on you, Harry. Too many people know the truth about you. All these swords are all the Twitter posts and YouTube's videos coming at him, and he can't escape it. He is never going to escape. Like he's crying in here. You see the guy's face. He's got a tear on his face. I don't know if you can see it. He's got his hands up and all the swords are just dropping on him. Boom, 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 boom. And Harry can't censor them anymore. So Harry's tortured. He's going to be tortured for the rest of his life because everybody remembers, and no matter how much he tries to pretend like he's a royal, because I always see this as the royal card, because the royal family is kind of the idealistic, of the culture. And Harry and Meghan are trying to pretend they're royal constantly. But of course, but in the end, with his reputation, he's going to rely on this. That's why Meghan published that, letter and stuff. Harry's trying to remind everyone by his trips to Ukraine and whatnot, like, hey, I'm a royal, remember? I'm associated with the royal family, remember? So that's why I think I'm getting the 10 of Cups. Harry's going to be doing more of that, doing more things to make him either directly associated with the royal family or appearing that way. Still, but it's still not going to help. Nothing's going to help Harry. He's going to end up in an insane asylum where he belongs because, yeah, everyone knows. Yeah, the top of the chart, death and nine of swords. So this is what we're going to see for Harry coming for the future. Maybe he's thinking of doing himself in. I don't know. It's looking like there's like depression and suicidal thoughts over here saying, and they get that kind of saying. And of course, Meghan's no help. Meghan's cuckoo, crazier than him. I mean, he's always pretending to try to get healthy, but he really does nothing to really get healthy, and that's what he really needs. Uh, but he's not doing it, even though he's pretending to. Yeah. Anyways, there you have it. That is what I see. Doom and gloom and going nowhere and being a lifelong loser with a horrible reputation that will never be repaired by anything. It's too late. It's gone too far for too long. And Harry is done. His reputation is done for. It will never be able to be rehabilitated. That's what I'm seeing. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.